You know, every year I go on about templates. People who have come regularly know every year my first topic is I rant about templates and organising them and just making sure your jobs don't see too many templates because there are implications to that. Well, this year I'm not, except I am. And I wasn't until relatively recently, and the reason I am going to is A, because of Jacob. He sent me an email earlier in the year which made me think of something. Oh, you know, I go on about templates every year, but I've never explained this, so I need to go over that. And also, before I came to the US, I was in the UK seeing some customers there who had issues with templates and paths, and I thought it really is worth going over again, but in not so much detail. So basically, I'm on a mission to civilise. I really do think it's important that we understand the importance of controlling your template numbers and what templates your job sees. And the reason, as I've said many times, the time a job takes to open is directly related to the number of templates that job sees. Those numbers at the bottom are numbers of templates, roughly, and a relative indication of time. I can't give you absolute times because that will depend on your servers, your network, your local computer speed, whole various factors. So I can't really say that if you only have 29 templates, it's going to take 10 seconds. What's important is that it does really escalate. And one of the customers I saw in the UK, each of his jobs was loading 3,247 templates. So the time to open his jobs was off scale. That's what I'm indicating there. And I'll demonstrate that his paths, template paths, were something like this. Not exactly, but he had lots of paths, that's okay. But if you can see those paths, hopefully you can see it from the back, they're all what I call absolute paths. There's no variability in them, there's no @codes. So every job was going to look in every location. Can you see that? Because nowhere does it say @season code or @workspace code or even @plus, which substitutes for the job name. So all of his jobs were looking in all of those locations, but there was a price to pay. And the price to pay was that the jobs are taking forever to open. But there's a bigger price, which I've talked about in the past, but haven't really demonstrated it well, and then I realised how I can demonstrate it well. So let me, to start with, show you how long, even on my system, that many templates takes to open. I'm just going to open a job, and then we can almost have our first break for the day, I reckon, because it will take a while. Put the clock on it. So as it's opening, it's checking all those paths and checking all the templates in those paths and pretty much loading them into the program. Then they become available for you. And as I've mentioned in the past, I'll just briefly go over that again, only have templates in your paths. If you do have graphics in there or Photoshop files or all that other stuff, yeah, the program doesn't use them as templates, but it has to check them. If it sees a file, it has to look at it and say, aha, is this a template or not? And moves on. And of course, if you've got lots of images or graphics or anything else in those paths, that process takes a little bit of time. So this is going to take a couple of minutes. Is it making sense so far? By all means, interrupt at any point and ask questions. As always, I'll get you to ask it really loud because my hearing's not great. But also we're trying to get your questions onto the microphone so we can get them recorded, and everybody else needs to hear your question. Randy, we'll go on to that. We'll get to that. I'm getting into that into degrees. I want to show you the problem. This is an extreme problem. Not everyone has 3,247 templates, but a lot of times when I do get onto your computers and have a look and do the template report, which is your friend, and count the templates, it's indicative of that. In general terms, Randy, there's no single way, but just anything you do is that limits the templates to a degree is better than nothing. And it's a bigger problem the longer you use the software, because the longer you've had it, you've collected templates, and you've got templates from years ago that you no longer need. You've got a million test templates, which you don't really need. So the longer you've got it, you just collect junk, just like anything else in life. So that's open now. So that took whatever that amount of time was. Now, the other problem that was a question of stability. He would say the software would frequently lock up for no apparent reason. And you're probably all nodding your head in agreement that the software locks up for no apparent reason. Often it is the templates as well. Why is that so? Neopack would sometimes lock up, but even more so Fulfill. Think about Fulfill, the people who've got iOS. Unlike Neopack, where I've opened a single job, Fulfill opens all the jobs. Any order that comes from your online system drops into Fulfill. It's not job specific. So every time Fulfill grabs an order, it's effectively opening the job. So that 2-minute delay we had there happens in Fulfill with every order. Not only that, but Fulfill refreshes every 60 seconds. So every 60 seconds it's going to your website and downloading orders and reloading the whole things again. So let me demonstrate something you probably hadn't thought of. Because I get licenses cheap, I'm going to open another version of Neopack, or another instance of it. There it is there. This is where a big screen comes in handy. So I've got Neopack with a job open on the left, and imagine, Randy, you're working on Neopack. One of your people's working on Neopack in a room at your office. Somebody else has got Neopack open somewhere else. And they don't even open a job. Their job is they're designing the templates for the upcoming fall season. So notice on my Neopack on the right, haven't even got a job open. I got a template designer, and I'm starting a new template that I need for next season. Or I could be modifying an old template. Save. Difficult working on a little monitor. But you can see what's happened. My other Neopack, Randy, in your office, has locked up for no apparent reason. You'd be happily working there, and it's locked up. And the reason it's locked up is someone else, somewhere else on your network, has worked on a template. They could have modified an existing template, created a new one, doesn't matter. They've saved it into template paths, and Neopack has to refresh because there's a change. And so for seemingly an unknown reason, you're wondering, why is it locked up? All I was doing was scanning orders. All I was doing was doing something with images, and it's frozen and we don't know why. And you're thinking, quite rightly, you're thinking, and I would think, what's he doing with the images or with his ordering that is causing it to lock up? And it's got nothing to do with it. It's the fact that the program has now started to load templates again because somebody somewhere else has worked on a template. I've never demonstrated that way before, but I think this is a good example of why you don't want a job seeing 3,000 templates. Did that make sense? And does that help explain perhaps some weirdness that you've had in the past? Would you agree, Jacob? You're nodding your head furiously. Good. So what's the answer? Let's finish reloading it, and then we'll start working on the paths. I'll go back to my slideshow. That's good English. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. We'll emphasize that. So do not have anything but templates in your template folder. Don't have the graphics that go on the templates or anything else. Just have PLTs, etc., etc. So the time to open a job is dependent on the number of templates in your paths. And I'm going to assume there's nothing but templates in your paths. If there's other things in there, that's bad. And instability. So the apps need to stay aware of your templates while the job is open. And a refresh. A refresh is just a fancy name of software people telling you we're just starting again and reloading. When you refresh your images in images mode, basically just importing them again. So refreshing happens with each change to an existing template or making a new one. And it's particularly a problem with Fulfill because it looks at refreshes every 60 seconds automatically, and also Fulfill being aware of all programs or all jobs. That means every new order it has to open up those templates again. So what's the answer? To start with, get rid of old templates. No doubt you will have templates that you don't use anymore. They could be test templates, or they could be templates from 4 seasons ago that you don't need anymore. If you don't want to throw them away, just move them out of your paths. Just put them somewhere else where the software doesn't see them. If that's all you do, that's still not a bad thing to do. That's still better than nothing. And then we start looking at your paths, Randy. We start to organise on your hard disk, organise your templates into some sort of structure, perhaps by season, perhaps by workspace, perhaps by account if you're a lab. And critically, what's new and I haven't told you about is offer. And that makes sense to me because your offer has got your products, so it sort of makes sense that you could organise your templates according to your offer. Because often there's a one-to-one relationship between something in your offer and the template. And then you use @codes in your template paths to only see some of those subfolders on your server. And that's what I'm going to demonstrate. So with the same, I'm going to close some of these Neopacks that I no longer need. And I need that one. Close. Just leave it closed for the moment. So I'm going to disable that path. What I'll do, leave it like that. And now instead of just looking at my master templates directory and all subfolders, I'll use @season code. And I'll show you what I've done on the hard drive. So now it's looking at server, the share called master templates, and @season code. @season code will substitute for the season of your currently open job. And the way I have organized those templates, master templates, so that's my share. So // the UNC path Homer takes us to C Timestone in my case, and then master templates is the share name. And then all those are seasons, 2011 through to 2018, if I sort them by name, 2010 through to 2018. In my case, they're my seasons. And I've organised the templates accordingly. In there you've got templates per season. So now what I do is, in my path, have @season code in the path. Let's open that same job that took about 3 minutes and see what the difference is. A lot quicker. And that is file properties in the season 2018. And the template report is your friend. Use it. Really make it your friend. Because if nothing else, it'll tell you how many it's looking at. So this particular, my pathing structure at the moment is finding 120 templates. Before that, it was finding 3,000. So I've already improved it a hell of a lot, obviously, just by compartmentalizing my templates into seasons and then having @season code in my template path. I've reduced it. But we can do better. Remember I said we can organize templates by offer. And I knew that, and I think I did mention it one year, but I don't think I mentioned it recently, until I got an email from Jacob earlier in the year, and he was very pleased with himself. Yeah, I could just see him patting himself on the back. And I have permission to show this. Goes, all right, Dino, how's this for template efficiency? And he's launched the template report and highlighted it for me. Now his job, he sees 29 templates. And it came down from what? Hundreds, yeah. Yeah. So that's probably, you've probably got jobs that see a bit more than that, but it's improved. And the way he's done it is by using at season code in combination with at offer code. Because within one season, within any one of these seasons, what season was this job in? File properties. Offer 1, 2018. So in the 2018 season, I've taken it a bit further. I've now made subfolders in there, and for each of my offer 1 has got those templates. Offer 2 has got that one, and so forth. And that makes sense too, because within one season you are probably going to have multiple offers, and each one of those offers is looking at its own set of templates. That seems quite a very logical thing to do, because offers, packages, products relate to templates. So let's change it one more time. So we're going to look at our master template directory, then the season code, and one more at offer code. Submit change. So what did I do? Thank you, Brad. If I brought chocolates, you would have got one, but I didn't this year. Open the same job. It opened it even a little bit quicker there, but template report now will show me that we're only seeing 24 templates. We dropped from 100 and something down to 24, which is better again. Better again. And I don't think it's a difficult thing for you to do. I think you can all probably benefit that way. Organising your templates by offer does seem a logical thing to do, and I apologise for not having brought it up years ago. Randy? Yeah, well, so the question Randy is asking is, do you or should you have PLTs and PITs in the same folder? One of the reasons I think people separate them is for the purposes of iOS, because they may not want iOS jobs to pick up the PITs and upload them. But in theory, there's no reason they shouldn't be in the same folder. And if you need them for a job, you've got to make sure your paths are looking at both. But that's probably a question for other people in the room. What do you do, Patty? Rebecca? You don't know. In the same folder? Yeah. There may be a reason you separated them, and the only one I can think of is probably for iOS purposes. Yeah, you see, a long, long time ago with iOS, when you uploaded a job, it would grab all the PITs that the job saw and upload them and offer them as options, which was yucky, very, very yucky. But then we put other things in to limit the PITs that got uploaded. At the package level, you can turn off items, and that helped. So, Randy, the answer to your question of should they be, I don't see why they shouldn't be, and a couple of people do it that way, put them together. But then maybe what you'll take away from today is that you can then grab what you need and put them by offer, and perhaps in a season. But we sort of need to look at your particular circumstance. Now, there is another benefit of, that's not what I wanted, compartmentalising your templates. See, it's a good word, compartmentalising, hard to say, but a good word. So having them in smaller chunks like that, it means you can have the same template name and the same template key in many places. So I'm going to use an example of a photo book template, like a 4-page thing that gets printed on an Indigo, that sort of thing. I've got a template that's called book.plt. Now, the thing is, different schools, so different offers, all order the book, but they actually quite different looking books. The beauty of having them separate is that one job will look at its book product, its book template, but will never see the others. And the advantage of that is you only have to have one product in TS Admin. In TS Admin, all you have is one book product, but depending on your offer, and depending on your obviously your paths, it will pick the right book template. And you don't have this issue of duplicate keys and duplicate names. You can't have duplicate keys and duplicate names within the set of templates that the job is seeing. So if the job is only seeing a small set of templates, if there's no duplicates in there, it doesn't give a rat's behind that you've got the same template, the same key somewhere else. So let me demonstrate that concept. It'll make more sense. Get rid of that slideshow. So that's template one. So let me show you my offer. Where are we? Offers, offers, offers. Enlarge that. Where are they? Where are they? I'm having a brain freeze. Seeing the job. I've forgotten where I put them. File. Properties. In the season. Okay. So have a look at these 4 different offers. Do you see any difference apart from the title? So offer 1, all I've got, just to simplify things, I'm ordering a package called book and with a product P-book. So in my products, where you shall find P-book. There. Okay, that's the product that package is ordering. The next offer, offer 2, also has a package called book, also orders that same product. You can see where I'm going with this. The 4 offers are identical in the sense that that package code book, when I'm ordering a book, I'm ordering the same product from a TS admin point of view. And to demonstrate the concept, I have created 4 different jobs, all using 4 different offers. Those 4 different offers. So let's see if I can get all 4 at once on my screen. Launch Neopack. Second time. Open the second job, paths offers products number 2, and just checking that that job has an offer number 2. First job 1 had offer 1, job 2 had offer 2. If I go, and I've ordered book for all of them, just take my word for it that if I go into details mode, the single subject in there is book. Okay, so I've scanned book for each of these guys, and in this particular job, it's hard with this mouse on this surface. I can't grab it. Okay, so same scan, same package, same product. I've got a different result. It's a completely different template. I'll open it a 3rd time. I'm passionate about this, and licenses are cheap. Neopack Pro 4. Open job 3. Same thing, the single subject in there. I've scanned book. I've ordered them the same package. I've got the 3rd template, and take my word for it, if I open job 4, I will get the 4th template. One product, many templates. And I can do that because I've organized my templates in a manner that the same job, the one job, does not see those 4 templates at the one time, from what we talked about 15 minutes ago. Brad, question? Comes out differently. So Brad was saying he does the same thing with comps and other products. Yeah. The advantage of doing it this way, correct me if I'm wrong, Brad, another advantage is you're less likely to have errors because it's less complicated. You're just ordering the one thing. Your operators are less likely to order the wrong thing because they don't know which book one to order. All they've got is one scan that says book, and then the smart person who's organised your offers and your template paths make sure that the right book gets printed. Super simple, yeah. All right. Any more questions on template paths and that sort of stuff? Do you think you can work with that? I reckon that hopefully I've convinced you of the need for it. And if you're relatively new to the software, you think it doesn't apply to you, you're not having any slowdown issues, it's a good idea to get into the good habit now, because over time and as you grow, your templates will grow exponentially.